Are you dealing with a liar and you're trying to argue with them and trying to get them to see what is actually true? I want you to know something right now. I'm just going to say this to you right now. Stop it. Just stop it. You cannot out argue a liar. I want you to sit with that for a second because I think that it can be so exhausting for you. You keep going into these conversations believing that if you just lay it out clearly enough, they'll have to concede, but they never do. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I had a client who called me one time who said, I can't believe that they're doing this. Can you believe they keep doing this? Can you believe they keep doing this? Can you believe they said that? And after she vented to me, I said, yes, I believe it. What I can't believe is that you can't believe it because you've been telling me that he's been like this for 10 years. Okay? When you are dealing with this, just expect it. Just, oh, well, there they go, being themselves, right? So today, we're going to learn how to deal with a liar. And if they say something today and they deny it tomorrow, then you are not going to be triggered by that. Welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca Zung. I'm the Leveraged Lawyer. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, you hit that notification bell. We bring you brand new videos every single day so that you can get the results that you deserve. So here's the thing, because you're a reasonable person, you're constantly trying to correct what happened. And you're trying to say, that's not what happened. Here's what actually happened. It's just pure gaslighting happening on your part all the time. But every time you do that, you lose ground. Not because you're wrong. I mean, you're obviously right. But because you're now agreeing to play on their field. Their field is chaos. Their field is words. Their field is a person who's willing to lie. And you're in fantasy land at that point. And the moment you can understand that, and the moment I understood that, my entire approach to negotiation changed. You will not win the argument with them like that. You've got to win it with leverage. You will motivate them and incentivize them to want to come to the table with you. A liar can just say whatever they want. They always reinterpret, reframe, remember it differently, even if you show them proof. Remember what I always say, never jade, never justify, argue, defend, or explain. What you want to have are the facts with the supportive proof. You know, that bank statement, the timestamp, the text message, the email. So let me walk you through the strategy that actually works. This is what I've used for 25 years as a trial lawyer, and it works whether you're sitting in a mediation, a settlement conference, or having a conversation with them just across the kitchen table or whatever, okay? So step one is prepare like the outcome depends entirely on it, because it does. Even if you're going into a mediation, prepare like you're going to trial. You've got to be ready. You've got to know your timeline. You've got to know your numbers. You've got to know what you can prove. And just as importantly, know what you cannot prove. Know what your risks are. Know what your walk away point is before you even walk in. What's your best case scenario? What's your worst case scenario? A liar can only beat you if you're unprepared. And their whole strategy depends on you being uncertain so that you can be pushed. The moment you walk in knowing exactly what you have, exactly what you need, exactly what you will and will not accept, the entire dynamic changes because you're now leading. You're not defending. You're from the offensive at that point, and that's power. I once had a settlement negotiation where I spent 3 weeks preparing before we even sat down. 3 weeks, thousands of documents organized, a full timeline built, every fact where I could reach it. The other side clearly had not done that. And within 20 minutes, everyone in the room knew it. They were scrambling. We weren't. That negotiation was decided before anyone even barely said hello. Okay? Step 2 is bring your evidence into the room. Emails, texts, bank statements, written agreements, photographs, calendar entries, anything that establishes what actually happens. And not everything, by the way. The most distilled facts, the ones that matter the most, the ones that will be most persuasive for you, right? And then you will have your option A is the easy way. Option B is the hard way. It's the knife to the neck. And that's what will get them to sit up and take notice and want to play ball with you, right? Step number 3 is take a position. And what is your position going to be? You want to know before you even walk into the room, what's your best case scenario, what's your worst case, what's your first offer? And clearly articulate what that first offer is going to be based on the evidence that I have, based on what we have in the law, based on what we think was going to happen. Here's what my offer is. It's not aggression. It's actually complete clarity. And clarity is enormously powerful from across a table, from somebody, especially the person who's arriving scattered, confused, filled with all sorts of chaos. All right? Step number 4, do not take the bait. This is where negotiations get lost. So I want you to really hear this. At some point, they're going to say something to you that has nothing to do with the negotiations. It's a personal attack, an accusation, something that happened 10 years ago, something designed to knock you sideways. Oh, I built the whole business. You didn't even touch it. You never even walked in the room. What? Then you get angry. Now you're emotional. Now you're into defending yourself. And the second you're defending yourself, you've lost power. You've lost leverage. And I've seen it happen over and over and over again. This is not where you want to be. You don't want to be the one explaining yourself, trying to get into their loop of craziness, all right? Because all of a sudden an hour's gone by, and especially if you're in mediation, you're paying for, 2 lawyers, a mediator, maybe a forensic. It's a very expensive waste of time, right? You want to be prepared. Here's my position. Now, how do we keep moving? Say it flatly, without heat, then stop. Okay? I want to know which one of these 4 steps resonates with you the most so far. Drop it in the comments below. Step number 5 is, oh my gosh, get it in writing that day, because high conflict people, they will change their mind before the door hits their butt on the way out of the building. So you want to make sure that you've got a signed agreement before they walk out that door. Okay, and make sure that it's specific. Make sure that it includes everything that you agreed to, because gray areas is where they live. And you don't want to be dealing with motions to enforce, motions for contempt, sanctions, all that sort of thing. It's way more expensive than just being able to know what the agreement is and abide by it. All right? These things don't happen by accident. These things happen very strategically, very deliberately. All right? So never say that's not true. Just say, that doesn't match what I have. And then you go to the document. You say it without heat. You're not accusing them of lying, which then it just starts about a fight about character. You just want to note discrepancy. Those are very different conversations. One of them is emotional and unresolvable. The other one is boring and factual and ends with everybody looking at the same document. You want the boring one. And if you don't have that document, then, you're going to end up arguing, okay? So you want to just check the document, move on. Never let someone force you into agreeing with a version of events that you're trying to disprove right in that moment. You don't want to be doing that. It's a waste of time, all right? So I want to say one more thing. It might be the most important thing. You're not going to change them. You're not going to get them to acknowledge you, see your side, admit, they're not going to apologize. That's not happening. So forget about it. I always say those are the forget abouts. Forget about getting them to acknowledge you, see your side, acknowledge or apologize, all of those things. It's not happening. The goal here is not to get them to do that or admit that they were wrong or admit that they lied. The goal is to get what you want. If you could wave a magic wand, if you could paint the picture, what is it that you want? Be super clear in your vision of that. Focus on that. Don't focus on what they're saying. They're just trying to destabilize you, right? So if you are so ready to negotiate with somebody like this from a place of power, this is why we built Slay AI, to walk you through how to build evidence, how to build your position, how to create patterns, all in one place. You can start for free at slaypro.ai. So just start for free right there, right now. Start building from a place of power. And if this video resonated with you, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You like it. Share it with anybody who needs to see that today. And if you haven't subscribed, do that now. Just check and make sure you've subscribed, hit that bell, and remember that leverage plus clarity equals freedom. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.